Hi, everybody. I touched on this yesterday, and the timing is changing, but the overall kind of weather headline is the same. And I'm wording it Portland weather series of cool lows, cool change, rain chances coming due to a series of these lows dropping down from the northwest. And as I'm going to show you, the first uh, push of cooler weather coming is Thursday overnight or Thursday evening into Friday. And these lows are either going to drop down into us and bring us a chance of rain, or they're going to somehow magically stay to our north and northeast and bring us some cooler weather, but not much in terms of precipitation. But that's what I'm going to be showing you. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. I come to you from the Portland, Vancouver area. My weather site, which I hope you will consider using. It's got great information for Mount Hood specific weather, coast specific weather, the gorge, and of course, the Portland metro and the Northwest in general. And I have my live camera network, which includes the Portland Spirit landing in downtown Portland. That was the camera at 4 o'clock this afternoon, showing the Portland Spirit dock and the Tilcomb crossing and a temperature of 77. So it looks like we're probably going to hit my forecast high today, which is 78 degrees. Tomorrow I have being the warmest day of the week, and then we get into these cool changes that I'm going to be talking about. Quick word to my sponsor. I'm so grateful to the Momentous Wealth podcast for financial education and investing education, if you will. A number of topics are discussed. Todd Pisarcik breaks it all down. He's with Momentous Wealth Management, licensed in both Oregon and Washington. You can find a link to his business on my weather site. Again, his Momentous Wealth podcast. I hope you'll check it out on Apple Podcast and on Spotify, which is where I go to check it out. Okay, let's get going. One thing I want to mention is if you look carefully, look at my cursor right in here. See, there's a little bit of smoke. So a reminder, and this is typically normal, the Deschutes National Forest in their prescribed burn active season, which means the Forest Service lights wildfires or fires in the forest, basically to help control the undergrowth and hopefully that helps prevent forest fires from this coming summer. So any wildfire smoke you've seen in Central Oregon lately and any today was likely from those prescribed burns. This is the Aspen Lakes Golf Course camera in the Sisters area looking at, of course, the Three Sisters out there. Okay, let's jump right into this cooler weather pattern that I want to show you. So today we're on target, 78 degrees. I really think tomorrow's going to be the warmest of the week. We'll get up to about 82. This is the Canadian model. And let me tell you, lately, you've got the American model maybe showing this. You got the European model maybe showing this. And the Canadian model has generally been the one that's kind of right in the middle. And right in the middle is often right on the money. So this is what I'm sticking with today. You can see the ridging offshore. We started to build into this day. We warmed up into the upper 70s. This ridge continues to dominate our forecast for tomorrow, a day that I still like hitting 80 or maybe 82. And then I'm going to play this into Thursday afternoon. Here we are Thursday at 5 p.m. And you can see this cold low, 543 contour. That's a deep cold low for this time of the year, sitting up over just north of Vancouver Island. Again, this is the 18,000 foot, 500 millibar flow pattern. So this is the push of air that will bring us probably not a ton, but some cloudiness may be increasing Thursday, hold temperatures down into the 70s. And there's at least a chance of some rainfall Thursday night into Friday morning. Now, notice as I play this into Friday afternoon, see how I kind of talked about this earlier. See how, watch my mouse. We were up here just north of Vancouver Island, and see how the low comes down, kind of kisses us, and then moves into Montana. So it's not a direct hit. So it brings us a shower chance, but certainly no guarantee of any widespread moisture. It will, in fact, bring us kind of a reinforcing cool northwest flow pattern to knock temperatures down. Now up here, see the next low? So we have a chance of some light moisture Thursday evening, night, into Friday morning, and then Friday goes dry, and then I think we're dry into the day Saturday. But then here's Saturday morning, and then Saturday late afternoon into Saturday night, another chance of a little bit of moisture. And here's this pattern. This is Saturday at 5 p.m. 549, not quite as deep or cold of a low, but close, and taking a similar path. Look how it's dropping across Washington, just kind of almost bypassing the Portland and much of Oregon. There ends up over in Idaho and nipping around the Blue Mountains of Oregon Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. So again, maybe we get some rain measurable. Maybe we don't. Maybe we just get some cloudiness and the temperatures that are cool with the northwest flow pattern. Okay, so that was Saturday evening into Sunday day with that passing. And now, right now, I've got us, here's that trough off to our east, and I've got us dry on Monday. There's a big ridge sitting up offshore. And then see this low right here, it just develops. It develops on the back side of that other low, 558 millibar, not nearly as strong. But this is a chance of moisture again, Monday overnight into the day Tuesday. There it is. This one now comes down more into Portland. So if that's true, even though it's a weaker system, the track drops it right into Oregon. So if true, this would end up being at least likely some fairly widespread measurable precipitation. Maybe not hefty totals, but some. And then that actually drops down all the way into California. There it goes into Wednesday. Then right now I've got Wednesday dry. Look at this big ridge offshore. So that's dry Wednesday of next week, dry Thursday of next week. And let's go ahead and play this into Friday. Okay, this only goes into Friday morning of next week. This will be May 24th. Here's another weak system kind of staying to our north that might bypass us. But that's the flow pattern that I'm looking at. And let's stick with the Canadian model, which we just looked at, and let's see what it's giving us for precip. So this is Thursday morning. This is a marine layer. The gray shading is basically a marine layer and maybe some light moisture around the mouth of the Columbia and up and down parts of the coast. Remember, we are really tracking a chance of moisture setting up Thursday evening. Here we go. Thursday overnight into Friday morning. Now look what happens. This says about a tenth of an inch in Astoria, leaves most of the Willamette Valley right here dry. Look at my cursor. Gives a chance of light rain near Portland, but mostly up in southwest Washington and up over the Cascades. You folks in Sandy, maybe that would give 2/100ths of an inch of rain. And other than that, you don't have much until you get up into Washington. There's 42/100ths of an inch. That looks like that's up around Hoquiam along the Washington coast. And then you get up in the northern Washington Cascades, and there's some decent precip totals up there. Okay. So I don't think we're going to see much in our area going into Saturday morning. Now, here's that Nick system coming in Saturday night into Sunday morning. What did it do? Kind of similar, right? Very little in the Willamette Valley. It did deposit a little bit, so now we're up to 2/10 of an inch of rain along Astoria and down the Tillamook. Maybe a little bit more, over 1/10 of an inch. This is total rain from now moving forward, so not much. This is Kelso Longview getting a little bit, but again, this is mostly up in Washington, isn't it? That's Sunday morning. And then we go dry on Monday, and now let's get into, now we're into Tuesday. Now we got that weaker system dropping into us. Remember, it took a more favorable pattern. Now it's interesting to me because we just looked at it. And I said that's a weaker low, but remember, it drops all the way across Oregon down into California. Despite that, this particular moisture model doesn't give us much moisture. I would say if you marry this to the 500 millibar low that we just saw and the path of it, that this is underdone. But no matter how you put this together, I will tell you that the best rain chances, if we get a little dab Thursday night, Friday morning, we get a little bit Saturday, late day, Saturday night, Sunday. We get a little bit Monday overnight, Tuesday. That most places in Oregon are still looking at less than 1/4 of an inch of total precip. And some areas, as you see on this map, may be doing well just to get measurable. Different story up in Washington, where there's going to be some decent soaking rains, it looks like. So could these lows change paths? Could they strengthen? Could they drop more of Oregon? Could they increase our rain chances in the coming days? Absolutely. But that's the way it looks right now. So really, as I give you the updated look at the outlooks, the bigger story here is a controlling pattern that's going to keep temperatures in the comfortable zone, 60s and 70s, with no real good chance of anything really getting warm or hot, or certainly not well up into the 80s and certainly not 90s. So that's the bigger story, a controlled temperature pattern with a chance of some rain. This is May 20th through the 24th. Look how almost all of the west, and certainly in the darker blue shade over on the left, the bullseye of below normal temperatures, the northern half of Oregon, all of Washington. Keeps our precip near normal or even below. And then you piggyback the next outlook, which goes May 22nd through May 28th. So basically through the end of the month, through the end of the month of May. This is showing you a temperature outlook that has fairly high confidence to be normal to below. That would be no hot weather. That would be no 90s. And precip, nothing to write home about. Maybe we get some decent showers but maybe we really struggle. Now you can always have, we had this last Friday and Saturday, right in the middle of comfortable weather. All of a sudden we had 2 days that popped. And there wasn't a lot of advance warning for that on the weather maps, and we hit 90 in back-to-back days. So something like that can always be mixed in, but overwhelmingly, the days ahead look to be pretty comfortable when you put them all together. Okay, I just want to show you some temperature forecasts then. These are the 5 p.m. numbers: 70 in Seattle. Let's see here, 73 tomorrow, 66 Thursday. They don't give much for a rain chance, but those rain chances that we diagrammed are definitely at least a possibility. But look at the temperatures in the 60s from Thursday on into the weekend. Very comfortable, kind of classic Northwest weather. Medford, 84 right now. Look at this. That ridge dominates Southern Oregon again tomorrow and on Thursday. 88, 88. And there's your cooler, more comfortable weather, even in Southern Oregon coming for the weekend. By Saturday, 77, Sunday, 75. And the only realistic rain chance here at all would be maybe from that one low that drops into California, and that would be Tuesday. So even though this shows Tuesday is mostly sunny, I would watch for a Tuesday rain chance at this far out if you're down in Southern Oregon. North Bend, we've got some people watching us from the southwestern coast or the southern coast of Oregon. 60s, upper 50s, all the way in through the weekend. There's that chance of rain showing up down in North Bend on Tuesday that we talked about. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go over to Central Oregon. Bend. Boy, nice weather. 80 with that low humidity, 80 tomorrow, 81 Thursday. And then there's the cool off. That first wave of cooler weather that comes in Thursday, late day into the night. Drops Central Oregon into 67 degrees on Bend on Friday, 70 on Saturday, no rain chance, which makes sense. Okay. Let's do one more. Let's do Salem. 78. There's a cool off on Thursday, then the big drop on Friday with temperatures in the 60s this weekend. Not much of a chance of measurable rainfall until you get toward the first part of next week. Okay. My Portland 7-day Hazeldale Tire Pros. Thank you for sponsoring my work. Gives me money to invest in my weather site, my live camera network, and some other things that I do. All right, Wednesday, tomorrow, 82 in the Rose City. Thursday, clouds increase during the day, a chance of late day, overnight dabs of rain is probably the best way to put it. This is a big cool off from the 7-day I shared with you last time we spoke. 74 Thursday, and then possibly staying in the 60s from Friday all the way through Tuesday. If that's true, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row of below normal temperatures, or at least normal to below. We've got the PM late day overnight shower chance on Saturday, showers around on Sunday. But again, this may not be major rainfall. This may literally be a 15-minute period of some rain drops where you are. Monday dry, and then Tuesday we'll watch that other low that I talked about. Well, that's your update. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill, again, Portland, Vancouver. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That helps me out. Again, my weather site's portlandweather.com, and I will talk to you soon.